The Black Shepherd Statical and Churchical presents Fairy Tale, Folly, Daze, and Nursery Crimes, The Judgment. I am Honorable Priest Isaac, and this is the second part of the series entitled Fairy Tale, Folly, Daze, and Nursery Crimes. And in the first rendition of this series, we went into the historical knowledge of what is referred to today as the Freemasonic organizations. We went into the history of the individual known as Isaac the Blind, who took the ancient book referred to as the Kabbalah and translated it into his own language. We also explained about the 9 French monks that retrieved that book, who became the Knights of the Temple of Solomon, or the Knights Templars. They used the ancient secrets within the book known as the Kabbalah. They used the chants, enchantments, and what people refer to as spells, which is really the ancient science of connecting the physical to the spiritual to create the Knights of the Temples of Solomon. The Tree of Life meditational system was also utilized, and this is why different symbols are used by the individuals that are members of these secret societies, the Knights of the Templars. Let's keep in mind that the Knights became a government within a government with an equipped army, and this is why they were actually rejected and fought against by the Roman government at the time. This is why Jacques de Molay was taken and executed, and the Knights of the Templars had to run to Scotland for refuge under Robert the Bruce. This is why the different symbols like the Red Cross, which is the Rosicrucian, the Rose and the Cross, surfaced, because it is a symbol of their identity. And if you look into history itself, past and present, you will notice that a lot of symbols are utilized by different companies within the media and outside, organizations that deal with insurance and also that deal with marketing, especially with the economics of the world. They deal with the secret, science, coded, subliminal messages that we ourselves will be speaking of even at this hour as we get into Fairy Tale, Folly, Daze, and Nursery Crimes, The Judgment. Now let us just keep in mind that is not only upon the finance of the world, because you must remember everything that I'm saying now, we went into it in depth in the first part of the series. And it's very important that you have a good comprehension of the first part of this series, Fairy Tale, Folly, Daze, and Nursery Crimes, as we proceed. We took time to go into this criminal that you see here. Yes, criminal, because he is a criminal. He, Winnie, which is a female's name, is a criminal. He is subtly poisoning the mind of our children and prostituting them. This is why the word poo literally means to prostitute. We already broke this down in the first part of the series. This is why Winnie the Pooh wears a shirt and doesn't wear a pants. You need to get Fairy Tale, Folly, Daze, and Nursery Crimes Part 1 to understand the fullness of that. Now when you observe these gangsters here, we also went into the whole history of Ernie and Bert and Elmo and the Count and Big Bird, that male bird that lives in a nest. We showed you specifically that all of these individuals are generals that partook in wars that history have now recorded. Some of them specifically portray homosexual tendencies, and this is not a guess. As I said in the first part of Fairy Tale, Folly, Daze, and Nursery Crimes, we took our time to explain all of this in details. This is why we stress again, you don't call children kids, because kids are young goats. We're in the whole concept of the chi. C-H-I in the word children shows you the true nature of a child. The child, the children are chi. They carry that chi energy, wherein the chi is the energy of the combined force of your chakra. This is why we told you of Tai Chi and Qigong. Even with the ancient martial arts, look where it comes from. China, CHI. But remember, all of this is the ancient African knowledge. We showed you that's why you call trees trees, because trees carry a lot of chi. Just like children, they carry a lot of chi. This is why children are carried to a nursery and a kindergarten. Nursery and garden, this is where you put trees, because children are trees. Chi. Children, not kids. Again, all of this grounds has been covered in the first part of Fairy Tale, Folly Days, and Nursery Crimes. We showed you that etymology, the science of words, is so important. This is why specifically you could take the word sword, S-W-O-R-D, and take the S and put it at the end and get the word words, because the sword specifically in the mouth of Christ in the time of judgment is the words that he will utter. Now specifically, you do not want your children to turn into kids. And if that is the case, you need to keep them away from maniacs like this. Pedophile, my brethren and sisters. Now specifically, there's an individual by the name of Thomas Chippendale. Now Thomas Chippendale, not William, Thomas Chippendale was specifically born in Otley. This is in England, specifically in the year 1718. Now this individual was a member of the secret societies as well. And his outstanding characteristic was specifically that he was a cabinet maker. Yes, he made furniture. Yet still, he was so unique that he built his furniture in what is known as the Gothic style of building. Now, of course, this is something that we delved in already when we explained the whole aspect of the Gothic style of building being the signature of the Knights of the Templars. Many say that the Gothic style originated in Germany, but if you study it properly, you could find remnants of the ancient Kemetic science. The Gothic style was revealed when the Knights of the Templars went underground, and it was resurrected in the Protestants' form of building their cathedrals. Even in the Anglican and the Roman Catholic cathedrals, you could still see that style of the Gothic fashion of building. Now listen good. Thomas Chippendale, a member of the secret society as well, as I said, well versed in the Gothic style, but his outstanding characteristic is that he did not build stone mason buildings, but he specifically built cabinets, furniture. He dealt with wood. He specifically made what he was making from trees, which is very important. This is why now his relatives and relations that are connected to him historically, that found themselves running the world as far as entertainment and the media, deified Thomas Chippendale in two cartoon characters by the name of Chip and Dale. Now listen good. Remember, Thomas, as we explained in one of our other documentary, is a word that means twins. Didymus, it literally means twins. Chip and Dale, the cartoon characters, are